Hello, welcome to the podcast of Erasmus Plus project of Democracy ToolKit prepared by EuroTreviso. My name is Chris. We're having with us representatives of a few organizations from European Union countries that will answer some questions about their issues and challenges. We're having with us an informal group from Spain, a Youth Human Impact group from Poland, Dream Team from Greece, and Youth Agents of Change from Ukraine. Let's start with the Polish group that will answer the questions first. We have here Atanasia from Greece, and here's her question.
Hi. So, Marek, one of the basic human rights of democracy is the free disposition of the body. In your country, abortions are limited, and some women are pushed abroad for abortion, and sometimes their lives are in danger. Is it considered that this measure is democratic or that it limits human rights?
I will answer as a politician, almost, because I don't have any definitive answer about abortion. When it comes to matters like this, for sure, the state has to draw a line somewhere. But do I agree with a solution that we have in Poland? No. I'd like the law to be more liberal, but I don't know what exactly is right when it comes to abortion. We can look at the problem from many angles because, the outcomes of using contraception, conducting an abortion, and killing a child after birth is the same. Person does not exist. One of those for sure is legal, one for sure isn't, and one is somewhere in between. According to my own moral point of view and my biological knowledge, the law that is in many countries, the abortion is possible till the end of the third month, is reasonable. And I'd like law like this in Poland. But I don't have any definitive answer if the abortion till the end of the third month is a human right. For sure, people have a right to live, and cases when someone died because they didn't have the abortion conducted are outraging and should not happen. But according to Polish law, in those cases, abortion was legal. But doctors decided they will not perform the procedure. There are really different arguments in every case like this, and since I believe in democracy, I'd like to leave the judging part for courts.
Thank you, Marek. Now we will move on to another question. The question from Spain, Valentina. The floor is yours.
Hello. Would you like your country use euro?
Once again, I have to say I don't know. Because the citizen, when it comes just to my comfort, probably it would be easier if we had euros. But as far as I know, there are many economical arguments to both use zloty and euro. And I don't have that specific knowledge in this area to be able to make a statement. What should we do as a country? But I can tell that if it's safe for Poland's finances, I'd like to have euros in Poland. It would make my life, especially when it comes to shopping and traveling, much easier.
Thank you very much, Marek, again. Now we have a question from Bogdana from Ukraine.
Thank you for the possibility to ask. And we would like to know, considering the plan of European Union on the transition to green energy and Polish position on this topic, how do you think should the interest of the state prevail over the interest of the union to which you belong?
Okay, I will answer this question. Well, for us as a state, we don't have a big transition to green energy as our country is still based on coal. But we are working on that, and I think Poland needs more time to make the transition for green energy, because at this point it is also economically not sustainable for us to fully change, make the transition to green energy. So that I think in the future, in like maybe 5 years, we can become more advanced in that.
Thank you.
Now we have Ukraine to answer some questions. Let's welcome again Marek from Poland, and here's his question.
So, Eva, I'd like to know, how do you feel with the decision of your government to limit their citizen freedom by forbidding men to leave the country?
Okay, thank you, Marek, for the question. And we would like to say is that freedom of movement is not considered an absolute right, and it means that a country in some cases may derogate from its obligation to adhere to this right. So if you want to explain this in an easy way, it means that in certain situations, such as in time of war or public emergency that threatens the life of a nation, so a country can limit this right. And of course, such situations are very different from law point and a point of view from personal and how we feel about it. But this is not considered illegal, so we should adhere what our government says.
Thank you, Eva. Now let's move on to the next question. Okay, the question will be asked by Teresa from Greece, and Bogdana will answer.
Because of the war in your country, men have less freedom in rights than women. Do you think this is men's duty to the country because of the conditions, or are their human rights being violated and shouldn't be happening?
Thank you for the question. And unfortunately, we cannot provide you a single answer for this question because we need to have two types of look to that situation. Of course, as a person, as a citizen, I strongly disagree with that politic, and I really believe that every human should have its human right, and it's not very equally to provide people according their gender in different situations. And in somehow, in such situation, their human rights really are I cannot say violated, but they are less calculated than others. But in other situations, when we turn the side of the medal, we can see and consider the solution from the government. Because if you will imagine you as the head of state, you need to provide your state with freedom and in somehow to provide at least a bit safe space somewhere. That's why men should serve in the army and should protect our society against the warrior. Thank you.
Thank you, Bogdana. And the third question?
Hi, I'm Noelia from Spain. My question is, do you believe that what is shown in the media about the war adjusts to reality?
Thank you, Spanish team, for the question. It's really interesting to answer. And of course, you can understand and pay attention that media politics play a huge role in our life because all of us are dependent on phones and on information that we see in our Instagram, Facebook, other media every day. And to be honest, it's very easy to consider that the situation with media is not so easy everywhere. And if I live in Ukraine, I know the truth much more than people who live somewhere else because it's obviously that every country has its own interests that could prevail other foreign politics. I can say that if you live in a democratic society in European Union, there are high chances that you have the quality, much more quality information than people who live in autocratic societies like Russia or Belarus. That's why try to read more international media, try to scroll through not only Spanish media but also from different channel, and I can recommend to all of our subscribers to subscribe for the channel of European media. It calls United 24. Here we create information especially for our foreigner friends, so try to be on the most important events for us in that channel. Thank you.
Okay, now we'll have Greece team that will answer some questions, and I have Alexandra here. What is your question?
Hi, my question is, do you feel protected by the European Union against possible conflicts that may arise in the future due to your location on the geographical border of the European Union?
Hello. I feel partially protected by the fact that my country belongs to the European Union, as in the past there wasn't sustainable help while we were at war. The fact of the war as at the time it's happening, it's something that upsets the balance, so I cannot be assured of any external help. The fact of my concern grows with the wars that are happening both in neighboring countries such as Ukraine and the war that is happening in Palestine. In general, there is a tendency to expand the borders of countries, which personally, as a young woman, doesn't represent me at all. I am against any form of violence, as all human beings are equal and we should fight every day for democracy.
Hi, my name is Anastasia. I'm from Ukraine and I want to ask you Greece is a birthplace of democracy, but how democracy is practiced in your country now?
Okay, I personally don't think that we have a democracy in our country, but something more like a monarchy or family rule. I will explain. Here and for many years, in power, the same people change. Mitsotakis, Papandreou, Karamanlis, Venizelos. Also, in recent years, both human rights and the country's constitution have been severely violated. Recently, our country entered the referendum process, but the decision of the people was not listened to by the government. Also, politicians are protected behind the political immunity to avoid punishment for the state crime that happens in Tembes. In general, the government, because it has the majority of the parliament, can vote whatever it wants. A law was passed that prohibits squatting in Greek universities and the guarding of the universities by police.
Okay, now we have Sylvia from Poland, and you have a question to Greek team, and Teresa will answer your question.
Hello, Teresa. I have a question for Greece. Do you feel safe in your country?
No, I don't. I don't feel so completely safe in my country. Specifically, in the last few months, there have been many crimes, and the state has not taken care of them. Two cases that come to my mind are the train crime crash on a year ago, where 57 young people were killed. The majority were aged 15 to 35 years old. When two trains collided because they entered in the same direction. There are no safety keys on trains in 21st century in Greece. I would have used this train a day earlier too, but so I'm lucky to be alive. So their parents of the young people who died are looking for justice, but the government is covering up the crime. Another happened a month ago when a girl called the police to accompany her to her house because her ex-partner had threatened to kill her. They told her that the police is not a taxi. So and after, while the girl, because of her fear, went outside from the building of police for safety. There and in front of the police guard, the schizophrenic ex-partner stabbed her, and she died instantly. So, based on these facts and many others, I cannot feel safe in our country. Thank you.
Okay, now we will have Spain to answer some questions from Ukraine.
Yes, hello. Please, can you tell me answer? Spain has a monarchy and meanwhile is a democratic society. Would you like to preserve monarchy for future generation?
Hello, thank you very much for your question. In Spain, we have had the democracy for many years, and this is a very important part of our history, which make us keep it and appreciate it. But the opinions about the monarchy are very varied. This means that making the decisions to keep it or not is difficult. So historically, the data tell us that it's better for our country to leave the democratic monarchical system.
Hello. According to the political situation that prevails in your country, do you think that you have a democratic system in your country right now?
It's a good question. In the case of Spain, we consider that we are in a correct democracy because we have the right to vote every 4 years and we can freely choose who will represent us during these 4 years. And at the same time, all human citizens' rights are respected. So, yes, we are in a correct democratic system.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So my question is, what would you change if you were a prime minister for 1 month?
Thank you for the question. I think that to answer correctly at these questions, it's important to explain that in our system, every 4 years we vote a list of each of the political parties with different ideologies. So at the first of that list is the spokesman of that party, and if that party is the winner of the voting, he will be the president of our government. So if I were the president of a Spanish government for a month, I would take to Parliament several proposals to derive more funds to improve health and education in our country. So because I believe that it's what will make us improve as our country in the future. Thank you.
Thank you guys for all the answers. Thank you all the countries, Poland, Ukraine, Greece and Spain. That was a podcast for Erasmus Plus project of Democracy Toolkit, represented by EuroTreviso. My name is Chris, and thank you for listening.